So Tottenham Hotspur travel to Bodo Glimt in what is an absolutely massive game. A must-win game. And you know what I'm going to say today, people? I'm going to say this. This is our best chance of winning silverware for years and years and years. Yes, we've had other finals, semi-finals, but none quite as nice as this. None quite as nice as the likes of Elfsborg, Ferencvaros, Karabag, AZ Alkmaar, Frankfurt in decline, Bodo. This is it. There is never going to be a better chance. The tag Dr. Tottenham, the tag Spursy, all of these different things. Can we eradicate them all by winning this Europa League? Now, I've heard a lot of noise of, well, without Maddison, oh, hang on, Sonny's not there, Bergval's not there. But guys, come on, let's not pretend. Bodo Glimt played that entire first leg without 4 or 5 of their best players. There are zero excuses. There are no excuses for going to Bodo Glimt today and not coming back victorious. Now, we don't actually have to win the game. Of course, we can even lose the game by 1 goal. But for me, I don't want to see anybody. It doesn't matter what sort of fan you are, Ange in, Ange out, Levy in, Levy out. I don't want to see anyone, if we get knocked out, making excuses for what we've seen. There is absolutely no reason not to beat them. Now, Spurs, some are saying, have played differently in Europe, set up differently, different tactics. That I don't believe in general. I think most of the group games were the same wide open, chaotic, nonsensical tactics, but were against very bad teams. What I do agree is against Frankfurt, Ange got it right. Went 1-0 up, weren't playing great to be honest, but saw the game out defensively. So the question is, what do Spurs do tonight? What do Spurs do tonight in what is a must-win game when we've never ever had a better chance? Now, no, James Maddison does represent difficulty in terms of creativity. He's number 1 in terms of fouls against him in the Europa League for Spurs. Chances created. He's got the second most goal involvements. He's involved in anything. Final third passes. He's involved in anything and everything. But Tottenham Hotspur playing against Bodo, the reason we don't go through to a final, it can't be because James Maddison isn't playing. Now, we can talk about if you get to a final against Man U or Bilbao, probably Man U, that yes, it's going to be tricky without James Maddison, a creator. So that's the question. What do Spurs do today? We have got the worst lead that any football team can have in football. 2 goals. Everyone knows that when you have a 2-goal lead, what do? Do you go and defend? Do you go and try and get the 3rd goal? Is it a weird hybrid of the 2? So what do Spurs do today? Some are suggesting Spence goes to right back and maybe Porro goes a bit further forward because he has got that spark of creativity. He has got that brilliant cross, that brilliant delivery of a ball. But we've never seen Ange do that. So is that something he would do in a game of this magnitude? Other people saying 2 up front, Richarlison, Solanke. Just get 2 up front, sit in, go long, bypass the need for creativity and get it into those 2 who can bulldoze their way through. It's good, but it's risky. The ball goes up to them 2. They've not got the greatest hold up between them. So does the ball keep bouncing back? Some people saying just pack the midfield. Basuma, Sarr, Bentancur, get all 3 of them in there. All 3 of them in there. Be hard to beat. Sit in front of that back 4. Just defend for our lives to get to a final. Other people say, no, don't do that because it's Bodo Glimt. We shouldn't be going to Bodo and defending for our lives. And this is the difficulty that any manager is faced with. This is the difficulty, isn't it? What do they do in such a commanding position? Because, as you've all heard me say, I think we're going to go through tonight. I think we might actually just lose on the night, but go through on the tie. Maybe a draw. But what I do know is this. If Bodo Glimt score early, we've got to make sure that we've got a game plan. We've got to make sure that we do nothing silly from the off. Don't let them score early. Don't let them build up a head of steam, because what we know about Bodo Glimt, so this is what a lot of people who have only seen them play in that one leg against Spurs, what a lot of people don't realise about Bodo Glimt is they're a very good possession-based football team. I've seen them mix it up in their European games, but when they need to, they like having the football. Now, they had a lot of the ball at White Hart Lane, but without really having that threat in the final third. However, you would suggest at their own ground tonight that they will be well up for it. And we've got to match that energy, that aggression, that desire, that work rate. We've got to match that. Because, how did I sum it up earlier? This isn't our fairy tale. And what I mean by that is, Bodo Glimt would have been at, 400, 500 to 1 to win the competition. Tottenham were favourites with the bookies. We were favourites to win this tournament. And why? The reason I bring that up is this means that Bodo Glimt, no one's expecting anything from them. The pressure is actually Tottenham's. The pressure is actually all on Tottenham Hotspur. We're expected to go through. We're expected to win the trophy from this position. Now, Man U might have something to say about that, but the bookies didn't. So, which Tottenham are we going to see tonight? Are we going to see a Tottenham that make us proud? Are we going to see a Tottenham where we can all sit there and go, yes, the season's been shit, but we're in a Europa League final and we can have that joy. We can prove the rest of football wrong. Or are we going to see a Tottenham that allows the Spursy Dr. Tottenham tag to live on and continue? For me, I think we scraped through, and I think it sets up a very thrilling encounter with Man United in the final. Athletic Bilbao have got their three most creative players with the most GA they've got this season are all missing tonight. So Sunset and the two Williams brothers. If they go through, that would be a disaster for United, and I can't see it. But what will Tottenham do? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predicted lineups. Let me know your predicted score lines for tonight. A huge, huge, huge game for Tottenham. And let's have none of this, I'm a better fan than you, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that, you support and you support Levy. Just for tonight, can we please win and give the fans something they deserve? Spurs to go through. That's my prediction. Don't let me down, Spurs. Take care.